Welcome to another episode of Thousand Bodies Podcast. I'm your host, King Gerald Jones. We're going to get right into it as usual. Today, we're going to be talking about what signs to watch for when dating zodiac signs. Now, the reason why I came up with this concept is because it was just my birthday last week, and I saw that a lot of the people that were Aquariuses or around my birthday, they were some cool people. They were some down-to-earth people. There's some peaceful people. There's some firm and people, nonetheless. They're cool people, ultimately. So I started thinking, well, as dating, what astrological signs did I not have good connections with? So I came up with these 4 astrological signs that I did not have good connections with. And this is not just one date or one woman or one female. This was maybe 4 to 5 women with the same astrological signs that I dated. And you will find the same traits, the same things going on with each woman. So I wrote my list of 4, and I jotted down like the behaviors and the things that they did. Now, by no means is this anything professional. I don't know, is astrological signs professional? But I didn't go by any kind of zodiac calendar. I didn't go by any kind of any of that stuff right there. I just simply went on the dating that I had out of my 1,000 bodies and their behaviors. So again, what to watch for when dating these 4 zodiac signs. We're going to play this clip that I posted on my social media, and then we're going to talk about comments. Let's get right to the clip. On some real life shit, I've been checking out these birthdays, and I'm not just saying this because I'm an Aquarius or my birthday just passed, but real life, we some cool people. I've been checking out the people birthday that been in around my birthday, and on my list and on my friends, we some cool people, and I'm not just saying that. Another thing, I really don't be into the signs, so I don't care what your signs say. And when I'm dating you, act right. You act right. I don't care if you a bull. I don't care if you water. I don't care about none of that. Act right like you got some sense. But Aquarius season. So in that clip, you can see that I was saying that Aquariuses are cool. And I also was saying, I don't care about your zodiac sign, just be a cool individual for the most part. We got some comments about that in regards to that. So here go a couple or a few of the comments. I'm only going to read a few or a couple. So the first comment comes from _punchlines_ on Instagram. And Punchline says, I got one, as in reference to Aquarius. Love my little Aquarius on the low, though, because y'all can be some hoes. Now, I don't know. So I don't know about, well, when I talk about my astrological signs and dating, of course, I've only dated women. Of course, only dealt with women. So this is only my perspective on the behalf of dating a woman. So y'all say Aquarius some hoes. Let me know in the comments if Aquarius and some hoes. So the next comment comes from Facebook, from Rashonda Rose Wells. Rashonda Rose Wells said, big Aquarius energy, big Aquarius energy. Agreed. Another comment comes from, on Facebook, Blasted Black Rose. She says, yes, 100%. Real talk, G. Aquarius season. And she also gives the muscle emoji. We have another comment on Instagram from King L 1221. My 2 daughters are Aquariuses, so I definitely know about Aquarius people. You guys are cool. And she puts a heart emoji. I guess this is the last one. This is the last one I'll read. So we have one more from forever_IRW.80. She says, Aquarius, one of the best signs there is. Signed, Gemini. See, she's not even an Aquarius. She's giving it up and she's a Gemini. So those were some of the comments we got in regards to my posts on social media with Aquariuses. And I'm going to get into now, as an Aquarius, what are the 4 astrological signs, the 4 worst astrological signs when I was dating. So Virgo, Taurus, Pisces, And last but not least, Cancer. And I actually jotted down, I wrote a little piece, a paragraph for each one, and I'm going to read it. And you guys in the comments tell me if y'all agree or if I'm off, or like I said, this is nope, I didn't read the moons, the star, the tarot cards, or none of that. This is just simply my experience with these zodiac signs, with these signs. So I'm going to start first with the Virgo. I have this jotted down. Virgo. The Virgo think they are smarter than they are. They're not dumb by far, but they just think they're smarter than they are. They act like they've cracked the code to something that's so simple. So they act like they just found the end-all be-all answer to something that could be so simple. Between us when dating, they aren't dumb. They aren't dumb, but this trait that they have where they feel like they know something that's so simple, it makes them weird. It sets them apart and kind of makes them weird to deal with. And it seems like they've always think they just peeped something out, like they found something out like you was doing when it really wasn't that. It was so simple, but they make it bigger than it is. And that creates unnecessary distance. Like because of the weirdness, the distance from you, from me, is I'm like, oh, you weird, let me get back. And their distance is, oh, I peeped out what they doing, let me step back. But the good part about that is all that can be fixed or solved with a simple discussion with the Virgo. With the Virgo, all you got to do is meet, have the discussion, and although they still feel how they feel, it still can lead to, you know, a better path. So although they're kind of weird, and that's because of their trait, and they're kind of distant because of their trait again, all you have to do is have a simple conversation with them, and then you're kind of back on, and you guys are back cool. I think they still be having that thought and that feeling, but it leads way to, you know, having a mutual understanding or agreeing to disagree. So that is a good thing about Virgos. But that weirdness and that thinking you peep something or know something other than everybody else. And it can be so simple, something that we all know is so simple that we don't even speak on it, but they think they just found the answer and they want to voice it. So that's what Virgos, it's not too much of a bad thing. Signs are going to get worse as I name them, but that's what it is with a Virgo. So the next sign I'm going to talk about, and I jotted a note down, was about a Taurus. So, of course, Taurus are bullheaded. We all know that. And they'll compromise anything to be right or to be in control or to be in charge. And when I say that, I really mean that they want to be right at all costs. I also have, and like I said, I repeat that. And with the exclamation, 3 exclamation marks. They will lose focus of the matter at hand or the love at hand just to be right or be in control. So they'll lose whatever, whether it's love, they'll bypass that just so they can be right, which will cause sabotaging of the relationship, or even self-sabotage if it's dealing with, you know, themselves, because they want to be right so bad, they want to be in control so bad. And also it can, and they'll, like I said, anything, they'll do anything, which also leads into manipulation and lying. They'll lie, they'll manipulate, they'll do anything they need to do to be right. Now, it's not as bad as the other two signs that I'm going to mention, but it is a bad trait, because how can you build, how can you connect with somebody who always wants to be right? And we know everyone's not always right. So for you to always want to be right in each case, it's just not going to last. It's not going to, but you're causing yourself sabotage. You're causing sabotage to the relationship. So the next sign that's getting, and as I'm naming them, they're getting worse and worse. So the next sign that I had unfavorable relationships with was a Pisces. So a Pisces I have jotted down. They act like they're cool. They act like they're calm. They act like they don't care. But inside, their inner emotion, they care. They care more than anyone. They care a whole lot. But they give this image that they're so cool, calm, and collected. I have it that they are vengeful and vindictive. So because they're so calm, they think and portray so calm to the outer world, they feel that if you disrupt that, which they're really not calm, you're just getting to their inner self, they're going to be vindictive and they're going to be vengeful and they're going to do what they need to do to get their quote unquote lick back. So that's how Pisces are. They act calm, and that's cool to act calm, but they're really not. They really care. And if you get into that inner emotion of them caring, Now they become vengeful, and now they become vindictive. I also have jotted down for them, the Pisces, they want to be important. They want to be revered in a bigger light. They want to be looked at as somebody special. And if you don't, they will show disdain no matter who you are. You could be, and I don't want to say higher in a sense, but you could be quite the important person. But if you're not showing them that they're important as well, they will show disdain for you and they will ignore your importance. So that's how they, and last but not least with the Pisces, all this sums it up to they have a very big ego. They have egos that are very delicate and they're big egos. So you kind of be, you got to kind of step on eggshells when you're addressing them or even giving constructive criticism with the Pisces. So those are the 3 signs so far. Last but definitely not least, in the signs to watch out for when dating, for me as an Aquarius, has been a Cancer. Cancer has definitely been the worst sign that I ever dated. And it's crazy because I have a specific, I'm not going to say the birthday, but I have a specific day. And I know 4 Cancers that are born, have the same birthday, and they're terrible. They're terrible. So let me read what I have jotted down for the Cancer. For the Cancer I have, Cancers are exactly that, cancerous. They only care about their feelings and their situations. They want them to be in the forefront of everything. Like, they don't care what you feel about this. They don't care what you feel about that. As long as you're addressing and giving attention to their feelings and their emotions. I also have jotted down, if you're not catering to them, you're expendable. If you're not catering to what they want, you can go. And that's why, even with that sign, you will always, not always, I don't want to say always, in my experiences, you will catch them with new friends all the time, new best friends, new relationships, job to job. So you're always going to catch Cancer with a new friend or a new bestie. And it seems like betrayal, but that's just how they move. If you're not catering to their emotion and putting them on the forefront, you're kind of expendable. The next thing I have jotted down for the Cancerous Cancer is they are highly estrogen driven. Like, everything is emotional. Everything is pushed for the feeling of it. So they're highly, highly estrogen driven. I don't know about the men. This is just with the women that I've dated with the Cancers. And before you know it, your relationship with them will be ended. And although they'll keep continuing with that behavior, they are always regretful of what they've done. But they feel like it's too late now. Like, you can't really salvage it. So they just move on. And that's, like I said in the beginning, that's why you will always see them with new friends, new best friends, and in new crowds, and even with new jobs and so on and so forth. But even in dating with me, she was always with somebody new. So, in tow, that will make them a hoe. But that's what you have, and that's what I have for what to watch out for when you're dating these four astrological signs as an Aquarius in my experience. So that's what, drop the comments. Let me know if I was accurate. Let me know if you're either any of these signs and you agree or you disagree. Just comment and let me know how you feel. Next, we're going to get into the next segment, which is the body bowl. 1,000 Bodies Podcast Body Bowl. So inside of this bowl, if you guys haven't watched this previous episode, inside of this bowl is a list of names or ticket of names that I pick. And I just basically tell the story, whether it's right, wrong, good, bad, long, short. I just tell whatever experience that I experienced with this in this body while picking a random ticket. The names have been withheld and changed to protect the guilty. So we're gonna let me shake the bowl up. And then I'm gonna pick a name. Oh yeah. So we have a yellow ticket. We have a yellow ticket here. We have yellow ticket 446. Yellow ticket 446. So let me make reference and find 446. Number 446. 446. Boom, boom, got him. 446. 446 was actually, okay, That's a good. It's a good one. It's a good one. So let me get right into it. So during this story that I'm about to tell you right now, I was 20 years old and I was dating a girl for 3 years. So it actually went from my senior year to high school, going into my young adulthood at the age of 20. So at the age, I had been with this girl for 3 years, and I actually end up going to prison. Now, I end up getting 6 years with half, which is 3 years, and then I got another year knocked off of my time for being in fire camp. So I actually did 2 years. So in this time span, I was, of course, not the whole time. Well, let me get into the story. So I'm 20 years old and I'm in prison. For the first year of dating this girl or being with this girl, it was cool in prison. She was sending my packages. She was sending me money. She was writing me letters. And even in the county, not when I was in prison because I ended up going up north and it was far. But while I was in LA County, she was coming to see me. She came to see me a few times, a few times. So the main thing that I want you guys to understand is when things change up while you're in prison, those letters tell it all. So I went for that first year that she was with me. She was down. She was, she was there for me. She was supportive and everything. I was getting 3 letters a week from her while I was in prison, and I'm writing her back or whatever. So I watched after a year, those letters go from 3 letters a week to 2 letters a week to 1 letter a week to 1 letter every 2 weeks to 1 letter every 3 weeks to 1 letter a month. And all this started going downhill after that first year. So I'm noticing it and I'm like, oh man. So I also had a phone that I used to call her. So I'm calling her on the phone. She's paying the bill and whatnot. But after a year, that faded out as well. So now the phone is off because the bill was so high. And now I don't have any way to call her on the phone. So I don't know how they have it now in prison. I think they have emails that you can send or whatnot. But back then it was strictly letters and collect calls. So I can't call her collect because the phone is done. And the letters are slowing up to the point where I'm getting 1 letter a month after this whole year, after this first year. So I'm noticing that something is going on. And I'm 20 years old and I'm being naive because I want to believe that my girlfriend, and let me give you a briefing. So at the time, I thought this was going to be my woman, my wife, for no reason, no particular reason, not anything that she did special, like, oh my gosh, she's a wonderful woman, nothing like that, just simply because that's who I was with at the time. And growing up in society, you are raised to get married, you're raised to think to find a woman, get married, have a baby, and live happily ever after. So this is just the brainwashing or the brain conditioning that I'm under. So like I said, for no particular reason was she I wanted her, but at the time I'm in my young love, I'm 20 years old, and this is who I'm rocking with. So getting back to the story. So after a while, I'm still naive about it, but I feel something. I'm not trying to address it, but I feel that something is going on because I don't know what, because I'm 20 and I'm naive, but something is definitely happening with us. So I have a cellie that was 31 at the time while I was 20. So he used to talk to me and give me like a little information and put me like, and his thing was, gee, do you think she really about to not deal with anybody else for this amount of time? And I'm wholeheartedly like, yeah, like, no, she's not. But the joke's on me, So he really didn't push the issue. He would just give me information and have conversations when I needed to have conversations, but he never pushed it just directly in my face. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. He probably should have been like, hey man, she cheating, she gonna cheat or whatever. So anyway, one day I get a letter from one of my friends. So one of my friends, she's a genuine friend, real friend, and she sent me a letter. She's just seeing how I'm doing. She didn't write me quite often or nothing like that, and I understand that because I'm not her dude, and she's living her life. So I didn't expect her to. But in this particular letter, I hadn't talked to my girlfriend in probably 2 months straight, or 3 months or 2 months straight. Maybe 2, let's go with 2 months. So she gives me a cell phone, not a cell phone number. She gives me a house phone, a landline number that I can call collect, a burnout. And she's saying that you can call it whenever you want. I'm going to have it as long as I have it, but you can call it and you can burn it out. So call me. And so she gave me a number. Boom. I'm happy. I get the number and I call her. So we talk, chopping it up. She happy to hear from me. I'm happy to hear from her. You know, pleasantries. I'm appreciative for it. I tell her thank you and so on and so forth. So she asked me like how, you know, how everything is going. So I referred to my girlfriend at the time because she knows my girlfriend. Me and the girl that gave me the number, we have been friends. I introduced my girlfriend to her, and then they became friends and associates. So I'm talking to her about she's like, oh, you guys together and all that. I'm like, yeah, and I don't expect her to know, but I should have knew something right there when she's like, are y'all like? She was not saying it. She just, you know, inquiring. She's just asking like, what's going on with y'all? So I was like, can you call her? She's like, for sure, I'll call her. So she calls her house on three-way. So boom, answer her sister, my girlfriend's sister, at the time, girlfriend's sister answered. So I'm talking to her. She excited to hear from me. I'm excited to hear from her. Hey, what's up? What's all y'all doing? Ooh. I was like, is my girlfriend there? She was like, no, she's not here. Boom. Now, this is the crazy part about that. Even when I did have my phone, she will always be there. If she wasn't at work, then she will always be home. So I was only able to call. I think they turned the phones off in prison at 6 p.m. So I was only able to call up until 6 p.m. After that, she could kind of do whatever she want. But whatever she was doing, other than now, when I'm calling, she was always answering the phone. She always was there. It was never no question about it. She could have been what she was doing at night. But while I was able to call, she was always there, or she was at work. So I'm kind of surprised as her sister is saying she's not there. I'm like, well, where is she at? And she's like, I don't know. I was like, okay, well, you know, tell her I called or whatever. And my friend hangs up the three-way, and we're talking now. And she's kind of like, I'm like, well, that's strange. And she's like, well, gee, you don't know, you know. I was like, well, she's usually there. So it was just, you know, small little talk of me not being sure and her trying to assure me that, you know, everything is good and cool. But she could tell in my voice that it ain't cool. It ain't right. So she's like, well, let me call one more place and see if I can get to her. Because she wants me to talk to her, you know. She's being a good friend. So she said, don't say anything. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm quiet. So she calls another number. The person that answered the phone when she calls another number is a girl. But here's the catch. Let me explain this right. The girl that answered the phone is the sister of a guy that my girlfriend, I don't know if they dated, I don't know what they did, but they liked each other before I came along. So I'm alarmed. I'm triggered. I'm like, so I'm really listening. So they're talking. She's like, hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? Woo, woo. She's like, is my girlfriend there? And she's like, no, she's not here. They left. And she's like, oh, where did they go? And she was like, they went to the pier. They went to Santa Monica Pier. I'm like, and I'm just listening like, and she was like, who all went? So she named the girl, the sister of the guy, names the guy, his cousin, my girlfriend, and the girl who I'm on the phone, her sister. So it sounds like a kind of a couple off double date thing to me. But of course, I'm not saying that because she said, don't say nothing. She's, you know, just talking. So boom, she's talking, I'm alarmed. Ring the alarm. I'm alarmed. I'm on it. My ears is up, standing up like Cujo. Cujo, don't let her pinch her, whatever. My ears is up. My antennas is up. So she hang up the phone. And I'm quiet. And because I'm thinking. And she's like, hey, what's up, G? You there? You there? Oh, yeah. I said, why would she be over there? And she's like, I don't know, G. You know, I'm just trying to. And I was like, let me ask you a question. I said, is she fucking with old boy? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't. And she's trying to be a good friend to her. And I guess she's trying, I don't know. And I understand and respect that I kind of put her in a tough situation because she is trying to be a friend to me and be a friend at the same time. So she told me, I don't know. No, I don't think so. I just know she'd be over there, with the friend and all that stuff. So I'm like, all right. Well, she's like, oh, and so my time is about to be up on the phone. So like, gee, call me back. I'm gonna try to find her. I want you to talk to her. I know you kind of doing bad and down bad in there or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna call you after whatever, chow or whatever. She's like, all right, just call, whatever. So we hang up. they hang up my line or whatever. Again, I'm thankful and appreciative for the call, but at the same time, only thing going in my mind is it got to be something going on. It's definitely something going on. So the whole time from when I got off the phone, walking to my cell, in my cell to child time to after, I'm thinking, she cheating. She cheating. She messing with dude. She definitely messing with dude. Gotta be messing with dude. And I'm about to get down to the bottom of this today. So I end up buying some phone time from my boyfriend Pomona. And I paid some soups and soap or whatever, because like I said, people be serious about their little phone time. That's all we had is collect calls. We didn't have emails and all the stuff they have today. So people be serious about their little phone time, so you kind of got to pay it. So I'm paying soups and some soap, some soap that you wipe your ass with or whatever, to get some phone time to call it back. So the whole time I'm just thinking, like, I'm about to ask her this question. I'm about to find out today. I'm about to get down to the bottom of it. I'm getting down to the bottom of it. That's all I'm thinking. That's all that keep going in my head. Time for me to get on the phone. I'm anxious, palms are sweating, nervous, shaking, because I know in my heart that something ain't been right. So boom, I get on the phone. I call, bam, bam, bam. Call my friend. She answers. She's like, "What's up, G? Woo woo." I'm like, "What's up?" I was like, "Did you get a hold of her?" She's like, "Yeah, I got a hold of her. I told her to stay at home, that you're going to be calling tonight and whatever. Thanks. Boom, boom. Just like, all right, I'm about to call right now. Boom, she called, three-way. Like I said, I'm about to get down to the bottom. That's all I think about. So boom, my girlfriend picked up the phone. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" She's like, "Hey, baby." She sounds excited to hear from me. I'm excited to hear from her, but at the same time, y'all know what's been going on in my head. So she's excited. She said, "Hey, baby, how you been doing?" So I listen to the pleasantries. I'm like, and I know she probably could tell that I'm like salty or whatever. So after the little pleasantries I said, "Hey, I got to ask you a question." She's like, "What's up?" "All right, man, I'm going to ask you a question, and just don't lie to me. Just tell me the truth, man." She's like, "All right." And I was like, "Nah, for real." Because she answered it too fast. Like, "All right, no, you don't understand what's about to happen. Just tell me the truth, what I'm about to ask you." Mind you, I've been in prison probably for a year and 2 months at this time. Because she's like, "What's up? You know, what's going on?" I was like, "Are you fucking old boy?" And she get quiet. She said, "Huh?" She do the black hunt. This is the black hunt. The black hunt is when I heard you, but I'm thinking, or I need time to think about what you said, or I'm trying to lie. I don't know. I said, "Hey, are you fucking old boy?" And she get quiet again. I said, "You hear me?" So she's like, "Yeah, I hear you." And at this point, she's crying. I hear them. So now there's an answer right there. So she's crying, and she's like, yeah, I hear you. She's crying. I said, "Are you gonna answer?" She's like, "Yeah." And she's crying, but I hear her say, "Yeah," and she's crying. I was like, "Oh, okay. For real?" And she crying. Boo, boo, boo. So immediately, my 20-year-old mind, I couldn't tell you to this day why I was about to do what I was doing, but in my 20-year-old mind, I don't know, I guess I have to get some answers. I don't know, but I'm about to tell you what I do, what I say, what I do. So immediately I go into the physicality of it. I go into the sexualness of it. And I'm like, "How many times you slept with him?" And I was like, "You slept with him more than 5 times?" "Yeah." And she's crying, answer my question. "Yeah." I said, "You slept with him more than 10 times?" "Yeah." So now, to me, in my 20-year-old mind, naive mind, to me, y'all in a relationship or y'all locked in or whatever. I guess that's what I'm trying to see. Like, how serious is it by asking these sexual questions in my 20-year-old mind? So she said, yeah, she slept with him how many ever times. I stopped at 10 because obviously that's. So now I asked her, "Well, you was riding him? You rode him?" 20-year-old. "Yeah." She answered, and every time she answered, it's like a punch to the gut. Bow, bow, bow. And I'm asking the questions, uppercuts, not even jabs, not even uppercuts, like bow. So I didn't ask her how many times, and I didn't ask her how she rode them. And she's saying, yeah, as she's crying on the phone, answering my question, because she's young too. We both young, having this young experience. So then I said, "Did you let him hit it from the back?" Yeah. Bow. Each time I'm asking these questions, it's just it's taking the wind out of me, uppercuts out of me. So I did answer these 3 questions, and I'm mentally, emotionally exhausted. I'm exhausted, but it's like I'm in a Rocky fight, and I just got to know the answers, even though I'm getting whooped, even though the fight is over. So the last question I asked her, and she's crying and she's answering me the questions, and I'm like, "Did you give him head?" So my friend finally breaks it up. She's like, G, what's up? You okay, man? I say, no. So as I'm saying, as my friend is like kind of getting me off of this sexuality tip of it, I hear her mom, I don't remember if it was her mom or her auntie in the background say, girl, what's wrong with you? Because they came in and they saw her on the phone crying. Girl, what's wrong with you? What you crying for? Who's on the phone? And then the sister that I talked to prior said, Gerald. And she said, Gerald, and she crying. And she's like, girl, get off that phone. That boy is in prison. You better go live your life. Don't cry over here. And bing, hangs up the phone. I don't know if that was the auntie or the mom, but that's what happened. Boom. Hangs up the phone on me. Because the daughter, because of whatever, she's crying. So now my friend like, G, you there? You there? I was like, yeah. I was like, you heard? She was like, yeah, I heard. I was like, damn, that's how they feel? She was like, I guess that's how they feel. I said, dang, I thought they was, but anyway. So she was like, G, you okay? I was like, no, I'm not okay. And she's not laughing, but I'm laughing right now because in hindsight, 2020, and it's funny to me now, but I'm hurt, I'm sick. And she's like, all right, G, well, if you need to call, if you need to talk, you know, I got the burnout, you could burn it out, you could call whenever you want, I'm here. I'll do 3 ways for you, whatever. And the crazy part about it is, it seems like the rest of the time I had left, as soon as I found out that she had cheated on me, it was like a dark cloud came over my head. Y'all know, like the cartoon, the Peanuts cartoon with the little character where you got the dark cloud everywhere he walked. It's like raining and it's a dark cloud. Immediately my sunshine, it was done. Everything was dim and dark, literally. So when people say that, it's really real, like when those things happen. And then not only that, I could not eat and I could not sleep. I'm telling you, I could not eat and I could not sleep, literally. I'm barely eating. I just can't eat and sleep. So the thing with the sleep was, I probably was sleeping maybe 30 minutes to an hour each night. And this lasted the whole rest of my term. The whole rest of the time for prison. I was able to eat more, but just not sleeping. So I couldn't, in the moment in that time though, when I first found out, I cannot sleep. I'm thinking so much that I'm getting headaches. So I'm thinking, and what I'm thinking about everybody having sex with. I'm thinking about the bus driver having sex with. I'm thinking about her having sex at her job. I'm thinking about niggas that I knew having sex. My friend. It was just that bad where I was like, oh, now it would just open up the floodgates to me. She was, oh. So I was like, couldn't sleep. And I'm thinking like, and of course I'm thinking about the things that I'm imagining her getting hit. I imagine her riding. I'm imagining her giving hit. So before my friend get off the phone, she said, Gee, why was you asking her those questions? And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And she's like, well, I'm about to go. And you can hear my time is coming out. You got 30 seconds left or whatever. She said, G, call anytime you want. She was like, but giving head is a part of sex. So why would you ask me? Oh, so she hit me with the... So even though my girlfriend at the time didn't answer, she answered it like, that's a part of sex, nigga. What you mean? So although she trying to be supportive, little do she know, she hit me with the last uppercut. So like I said, I can't eat, I can't sleep, everything is dim. My little heart is broke. My little 20-year-old heart is broke in prison, and I got maybe 10 more months to do. So the thing about that is this: in those 10 more months, I say heartbreak in prison is the worst, because you can't do anything to better yourself. You can't do anything to move on. You just stuck in it. You can't do anything to progress. You can't even date or meet another woman to take your mind off of this old one or whatever. So I think heartbreak in prison is the worst. And I think that's what molded me to now and I think you guys heard me say it on previous episodes a lot, like, although I'm with the love, although I'm with the relationship, although I'm locked in, if I'm locked in, once that person is locked out, I immediately can turn it off. Like I'm immediately locked out because of what I've been through in prison. Like I had the worst heartbreak ever in prison. So for me to get heartbroken out here is nothing. Like I can move on. I can, even if it's not moving on with somebody, I can do things to keep my mind occupied or to better my life. Even if it means going to the gym, something so simple that can take my mind or or move me in the positive direction. Like I said, at the very least, getting in the face of another female or having another female to be around. So that is crazy. Why I feel that heartbreak in prison is a whole nother beast. So fast forwarding into as time progressed, I ain't gonna say I'm trying to make it work. I kind of mature. I had the conversation with my Sally, who was 31 years old. I thought he was so ancient at the time, and I was 20. He was giving me advice like, "Gee, that's the least of your concerns about what she's doing sexually." So he kind of gave me some game, but in my heart, I didn't feel it. But in my mind, it was logical and it made sense. But so I was trying to make it work. I was trying to still navigate with her. And fast forward, my heart really wasn't into it. So we kind of faded, not kind of, we faded out. She, of course, living her life and still doing what she's doing. And I'm kind of like tired of getting my head punched on with the things she's doing. So, our relationship absolutely and definitely faded out. And then that was that. So that was that. So that's the little quick story about how I got my heart broke. And that was my first heartbreak. I want to say, I don't want to quote that's kind of like my only heartbreak. No, I take that back. But I think that was my worst heartbreak, like I said, because I was in prison and I couldn't do nothing to move about it. So that's that. That's the end of this episode for Thousand Bodies Podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Comment what you think about the story, whether it's the body blow story or what I have to say about the different signs. Stay tuned for my next show, which is going to be 1,000 questions from Mars, where she's going to ask me the questions that you guys are probably wanting to know that I might have forgot, that I might have didn't elaborate on, that you guys might want to know. So go make sure you tune in for that. That'll be followed this episode. Also, I have another show that will be finally coming this Friday. It's called Live in the Comments with King George Jones, where I go live and I address every comment, good or bad, in the comments on my social media. So that's it for today's show. Make sure you remember to be fruitful and don't forget to multiply. Thank you.